with trained comfort specialists, it's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes when it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing. EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
Guys, your special today at Unlimited Auto Wash. Monday is Men's Day, and you save up to $5 off any wash at any of their 7 Palm Beach County locations. Check out the daily specials and find your location by visiting UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
Got questions? Theo's got theories. Catch Theoretically Speaking with Theo Dorsey at 2 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. Warning, mind-blowing moments ahead.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Hurricane fans, the final game of the season is here. Join us on November 23rd at Hard Rock Stadium as the Hurricanes take on the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. It's Senior Day, a day to honor the incredible players who have given their all to the U. Let's give them a send-off they'll never forget and fill the stadium with Hurricanes pride. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today by visiting MiamiHurricanes.com or by calling 1-800-GO-CANES.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
If I listen to y'all, Josh Allen just won the MVP last night because he, doesn't have the best stats in the NFL, also doesn't have the best record, but he won a Week 11 football game. Congrats to the Bills.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey back at it. I was subjected to a pillow fight. Just some downright abysmal, why the hell am I in person for this, watching this game, football this weekend, as I went out to Hard Rock Stadium and watched the Dolphins take care of the Raiders. They are in track for exactly what I told you they would do. They're going to give you a lot of that false hope here. They're going to get these wins big on these bad teams, and then Thanksgiving's going to come, and they're going to have the nightcap. They're going to have a chance to go even their record at 500 against the Packers. So just get ready for that. Get ready to get on that hype train again. On the other side of the glass is my guy, C-Cat. He is a Ravens fan, so he also is suffering a little bit of despair. You lose a divisional game against the Steelers. You're now back in your own division, back in the AFC race. I mean, both of us, me as a Chiefs fan, you as a Ravens fan, just feeling some of the elements of a loss over the weekend.
Yeah, it was tough. Right, to both rivals. You consider the Bills a rival.
Yeah,
I consider the Steelers a rival as a Ravens fan, and it was a tough one. There's two ways to put it. It was a tough slobber knocker of a football game. Yours was probably a little bit more entertaining from a casuals fan's perspective.
Yeah,
because Josh Allen put an end to the undefeated season of the Chiefs. Mine was, no one really cared either side. It was more of let's enjoy a good football game.
Well, I would argue that a lot of people did care. I mean, you have to win. If you're the Ravens, you need that game because the Steelers are up on you in your division. Also, the race in the AFC is getting tighter and tighter with the Chargers getting a win, the Broncos getting a win. Like, that wild card is not certain. I mean, it should be for the Ravens. They should squeak out enough games on the back end, but also it's been the boogeyman for Lamar Jackson getting over the Steelers in the regular season. He's performed poorly statistically and wins and loss-wise. Like, you really wanted that win. The same could be said for the Kansas City Chiefs, who two things can be true. The Bills can't seem to find a way to solve the Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason. Chiefs can't seem to be able to beat Josh Allen and the Bills in the regular season. Like, it's been a constant since we've been getting these renditions of Mahomes versus Allen. So it is we got a little bit of more of the same in both of those games. Remember, we came into this it's a week 11 with 3 huge games in the NFL. It was the Thursday night game, Commanders-Eagles. The Eagles win that, as they should have. And then again, the Steelers as the home team, the Bills as the home team, they take care of business in their big games. The one that got lost in the shuffle, and I'm confused as to how it did, was last night's game, Sunday Night Football, Chargers-Bengals, where, that was the nail in the coffin for Cincinnati. They're done.
Yeah, I didn't even take that from it. I more so took out the Chargers as being a legitimate threat in the AFC once again.
Yeah.
First time in.
You took them out, or you're saying you're putting them in as a threat?
I officially registered them as a threat after last night's win.
You didn't see. I mean, they've been balling all year. They've been balling, but you think last night's win was different because they beat a team that's only beat 2-win teams this year?
Yeah, I saw what Justin Herbert looked like with no weapons whatsoever. I really liked what I saw from their defense as well. I know they collapsed in 10 minutes of football between the end of the third, beginning of the fourth.
Playoff form.
But I am officially registering the Chargers as a threat. Not the threat, they're a threat.
They might be the third or fourth best team in the AFC right now. I would say fourth. I would still go Chiefs, Bills, Ravens. But next up, because of how they can win football games, like it should be the Texans. I think it might be the Chargers. We'll see what the Texans give us tonight on Monday Night Football. Man, Week 11 definitely not disappointing. We're getting a clear line of delineation between the contenders and the pretenders and the teams that need to mail it in the rest of the way, like the New York Giants have finally folded and did by benching Daniel Jones. We called it 3 weeks ago. They finally made it official. Tommy DeVito going to be starting for those New York Football Giants with not Daniel Jones backing him up, but Drew Lock, because they are not going to let Daniel Jones get back out on that football field again, get injured, and then have to pay him $23 million. Daniel Jones is done.
Yeah.
In the Big Apple.
It is a move that I guess had to be made, but I don't know what it means because DeVito won games last year with the Giants.
Yeah.
So is this a let's try to win some football games move? Is this a tank move?
Yeah.
Because if it's a tank move, you might as well just keep doing what you're doing. That's why you're in the place that you're at. So I'm befuddled as to why DeVito is starting, not Locke, who they just signed.
Right.
What was the point of signing Drew Lock? Has he just been not doing anything all practice, and you're punishing him that way, demoting him to – he actually is quarterback two. He's the backup. Daniel Jones is the third quarterback in the rotation right now for the Giants. But do you think this is a tank move, or if it's not, what is it?
I think it's got to be a tank move because another thing, it was the Giants' bye week. So though they came into the bye week at 2-8, and they were – second in the NFL when it comes to, chances to get that number one pick. They had the second worst record. They dropped down to fifth worst because all the bad teams lost. Mm-hmm. And I do think if you're the Giants and you know the season is over with, I know you have pride. I know Brian Daboll is going to want to get those guys out there and not sulk into losing ways and build bad habits. You have to look at this thing and say, okay, if we're giving up on Daniel Jones and we're going to need a quarterback, do we want to play our way out of a number one overall pick again? You've done this multiple times before. That's how you ended up with Daniel Jones in the first place. Do you want to play your way out of a number one overall pick again, or do you want to put this team for the next 5 years in better hands by losing all the way out and getting the first pick? It's not the NBA, right? It's not a draft lottery. It's literally wins and losses. If you can find a way to go 2-15 as the Giants, you should at least get a top 3 pick this year. And there's at least 2 quarterbacks at the top of the draft that people feel like can be franchise changing. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. You need one of those 2 guys to come to New York.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to be a heated tankathon.
It is.
There is 2 golden gooses, and there's only 2 spots. So you can't get luck into a 7th-round pick and your guy works out. No, Carson Beck's not going to be that guy. Quinn Ewers, I don't like what I've seen as an NFL prospect.
Over with for that.
So, you have to have the worst or the second worst.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And there's a lot of quarterback struggle. A lot of teams are looking for that next guy to build their franchise around. A lot of bad teams in the NFL.
A lot of
Newsflash.
A lot of bad teams, and they still got to play those games. They still got to get out there and trot their asses out there on Sundays and play those games. Speaking of bad teams, Cowboys tonight again. Texans, Cowboys. Monday Night Football.
Week 18 is going to be an absolute zoo when it comes to what you're placing your money on in these games with these teams who have to lose or should lose, but the coaches are playing for their jobs. The players are playing for a roster spot next year. I have we're looking far ahead in the future right now.
Yeah.
But it is
very
clear and obvious that it is advantageous to play for the number 1 pick right now.
Yeah. Well, there's no number 1 pick in college football, so no need to tank if you're having a bad year. But there are other ways to change the trajectory of your program. And speaking of, before we get into MVP talk, before we get into who made the biggest MVP statement this weekend / Heisman statement, we got to get some breaking news.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Chad Lunsford. If you don't know the name, you'll get to know it very well soon. He is stepping in as the interim head coach for FAU football because this morning it was announced Florida Atlantic has fired head coach Tom Herman. Florida Atlantic, coming off an overtime loss against Temple, has fired Tom Herman 1 year and how many games did they get through? 12 weeks into his tenure, a $4.1 million buyout. FAU, with 3 years left on his contract, has decided to move on from Tom Herman. We'll discuss this further later on in the show. The ironic piece of this, though, C-Cat, as we get that breaking news, courtesy of St. Lucie Battery and Tire, is so FAU loses obviously in overtime against Temple. The Temple Owls fired their coach on Sunday, yesterday. FAU, who lost that game, again, the same 2 Owls teams going up against each other, they fired Tom Herman today. The Owls coach for Temple is a former Herman assistant. So there's that tie-in. And then Brian McLevin-Rowitz, our director of content here at ESPN West Palm, he clued me into the fact that there have been 8 firings this college football season so far, C-Cat. 4 of them have been Owls. FAU, Temple, Rice, and Kennesaw State. They're just taking a shotgun and they're just killing off all the Owls out here. It's a ridiculous, weird coincidence this year, but 4 Owls college football coaches fired in the same year. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, it's really weird. I got to imagine these athletic directors were both in the same box just having a conversation. I don't like this guy. Your guy stinks too. Yeah, well, let's just do it. Why are we waiting?
They were like,
talk each other.
When it went to overtime, they were like, yeah, I'm done. You done? I'm done.
How you going to do it? Okay, I'll wait till Monday.
You know what? Not crying any tears for my guy, Tom Herman. Love Tom Herman. He spent some time in Houston. I will, as a Houston guy, he got Ed Oliver to the Cougars. So as somebody from Houston, he turned the city up when Tom Herman made his tenure out there with the Houston Cougars. And also he's been a guest on this show a couple of times. Much love for him. He's getting $4 million to walk out of the door. And I got to say, if you're owing that dude that much money in your FAU right now, and you're paying that much money on the basketball side, and you need a new football coach, might I interest you in some guys that have local ties, right? Might I interest you in a guy like Terry Braden Jr. with 3 Super Bowl rings, who's been an assistant with the Chiefs for the past 8 years or so and knows winning football and could probably recruit in this area pretty heavily. If you're spending all that money on the basketball, then maybe you just, knock on the door. There's plenty of options. Brian White, athletic director of FAU, he'll make up his mind. He'll pick somebody good. He's been great at making these kind of decisions in the past. That's why he wins all those awards. But I'm telling you, man, dude like Terry Braden Jr., I'm just saying, from the raw, these kids will attract to him. He'll keep that wall up, get some Palm Beach County kids in the FAU uniforms. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
They've got to have a name or names put in pencil right now. To pull that trigger, to fire that high caliber bullet, $4.1 million you said for the buyout after just a year and some change into the season. They got to have somebody in mind that they know is going to say yes.
Yeah, Brian White is an astute athletic director. I'm sure he's got like 5 names deep, you know what I'm saying, in his Rolodex. I'm just saying Terry Braden is a dude. He played high school football out here. He's coached high school football out here. And again, he's with a winning organization. Speaking of those Chiefs, they lose to the Bills last night. And now, C-Cat, we're starting to get outrageous. Like, we're going to have this MVP Heisman statement conversation right now because we have to. It's theoretically speaking on a Monday. I do believe in college football and in the NFL, we had some huge statements made on both ends. A lot of odds shifted based on the play we saw this weekend. And it starts in the NFL with Chiefs versus Bills. 30-21, the Bills win it. They were driving a little under 2 minutes to go, or excuse me, a little over 2 minutes to go. The Chiefs running out of timeouts. It's a 4th and 2. Against most teams, if you're the Bills, you're up 2. You kick the field goal to go up 5. You put your defense on the field. You say, hey, go get a stop. We win this football game. But they knew 15 was on the other side. They knew Patrick Mahomes, the boogeyman, was standing there in red, ready to take him down on a Sunday. So the Bills made the astute decision, and they went for it on 4th and 2. And here it is, potentially Josh Allen's MVP moment, courtesy of CBS.
Fakes left, now taken off, gonna run for it, he got it, and there he goes, inside the 10, the 5, oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
Apparently it's already the play of the year. 11 weeks in, Josh Allen, no QB spy. As soon as Josh saw that nobody was spying him, he knew exactly what he was going to do. Take off to the right down the seam, touchdown, and now the Chiefs lose that game, their first loss of the year. The Bills close the gap in the race for the 1 seed, and we're standing in a place right now in the NFL where it is one of the most ridiculous overreaction Mondays I've ever witnessed. Maybe it's an overreaction for me to say that because I'm sore for the Chiefs' loss, but are we really crowning this dude again already? We're crowning Josh Allen. C-Cat, are you ready to crown Josh Allen right now?
No, there's a lot of football to be played. But if we were to give the award right now, it'd be a 50-50 split. It's tough because there's a bad taste in your mouth with Lamar not winning yesterday against the rival, coming up short against the Steelers again. The 2 teams that his season's going to be measured upon is the Steelers and the Chiefs, and he lost both those games. So that stinks. But head-to-head win, blowout win over Josh Allen and the Bills. But if you were to crown an MVP right now, I'm going to sit right on that fence, get nice and comfortable on that picket fence, and say it's a 50-50 split between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. That's what I'll say.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, C-Cat. I'm glad that you're being reasonable about this because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are just like we did 4 weeks in when I think Josh Allen beat the Dolphins and the Cardinals and the Jaguars. They were, he's an MVP. He's the best quarterback in the world. We've never seen anything like it. It was over at that point. And then Lamar Jackson obviously is slow and steady, chipping away, getting wins, stacking up these big yards numbers and touchdowns. And, again, he still is ahead of Josh Allen in pretty much every statistical category. Bills have more wins. Ravens have the head-to-head win. I am just curious. How do you think they were acting on Get Up? Let's take a listen to somebody who usually is pretty reasonable, right? Damian Woody, former offensive lineman, former NFL player, so he gets the ebbs and flows of an NFL season. He knows the difference between a regular season win and a playoff win. Surely Damian Woody on Get Up this morning on ESPN isn't in overreaction mode.
Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. Right now, he's the best quarterback. You know how you talk about styles.
Cut it off. What?
They're on TV to make you feel something. So you either are like, that's right, Damian, I thought it all season long, or you are Theodorus like, no, Damian, no.
Nobody on that set smacked some sense into him, though. That was the problem I had. It wasn't even necessarily that Damian Woody said what he said. I'm cool. The reason why I love sports talk and sports debate is we all get to have our opinions and we share them. And the problem is to do this thing responsibly, we need checks and balances. We need people to say, hey, I'm glad you made that point. Here's a counter argument. Oh, I like where you're going there, but this is why you're wrong. There was 4 dudes on that set. Rex Ryan, Mike Greenberg, I don't know who else, and then Damian Woody. And nobody checked him In fact, Rex Ryan was right on board. They were over there high-fiving and hugging each other over a Week 11 win against the Chiefs, who, by the way, still have a better record than the Bills, still are in the driver's seat to the 1 seed, and there's multiple quarterbacks with better stats than Josh Allen. But for some reason, somehow, some way, the lovable Josh Allen, everybody's best friend, is now the best quarterback in the NFL. He's going to win the MVP again, and the Bills are unstoppable. Stop me if you heard this before. I don't know. So, C-Cat, for you, you're being more reasonable today, but do you really feel like what you saw last night from the Bills makes you feel more confident that they can beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? Like, is that like a data point that you're going to use going forward? Like, okay, I'm going to go with those Bills now.
I believe more so that they can beat the Chiefs in the playoffs because they just beat them in a football game less than 24 hours ago. Yeah,
Nice.
Of course.
Okay. All right.
Wouldn't you? Aren't you a little bit less confident?
Not at all. We had this conversation going into the weekend. I said the Bills-Chiefs game, though it will be entertaining, and though it does feel like it matters to a lot of fans, it actually doesn't matter that much specifically to those two teams involved. You heard it from Josh Allen following the win, who had a very tempered tone, like, oh, I mean, it was cool and all, but, we still got to see those guys again. And you saw it from the Chiefs afterwards, who felt unbothered. Yes, the perfect season is gone. Alexander in the YouTube chat is popping champagne bottles along with all the other Dolphins fans because the 72 team is still pristine.
Big weekend.
It is. It was a huge weekend for the Dolphins. You get a win. You're now ahead of the Bengals in the playoff race in the AFC. You actually, again, the false hope. You still have hope. You can make the playoffs, and the Chiefs lose. Just pop bottles everywhere.
That's putrid. You know, like those Bengals fans are going to hold on to that Super Bowl appearance for a long time. They already have for a long time.
Oh, miserable. I told y'all.
But that's incredible. I didn't even realize that as bad as this Dolphins season has been.
Yes, they're better than the Bengals. The Bengals have beat nobody good. The Bengals have beat no, and then they get in these close games, and Joe Burrow puts up these amazing stats, and then everybody's like, well, look at his stats. Look at his stats. His stats are so good. Joe Burrow had multiple chances to win that game, and he missed. Jamar Chase was wide ass open. Every single play you run, if you're the Bengals, read number 1 or read number 2 needs to be where the hell is number 1? And should I pass him the ball? And there's been multiple times this year where if Joe Burrow would have just looked at Jamar Chase and threw him the ball, they would win those games. He's lost those games.
Some drops in there, too. T. Higgins dropped a touchdown, a beautiful ball thrown over double coverage.
Yep.
But I think Joe Burrow played good enough to win that game.
No, he didn't. He actually didn't because they lost the game. That's how that works. He
I'm
didn't
saying
play good enough to
if
win
we
the
run
game.
the simulations 100 times and Joe Burrow is the same guy he was last night, I think the Bengals win more of those games and then lose.
That's not how football works, though.
I think there's certain area of variables.
People like to coddle this dude, Joe Burrow. I don't understand that.
So what are you saying about Joe Burrow? He's outside of the top 10 of quarterbacks in the NFL
he's
right
not.
now?
He still is really good. He's really up there. He's still a very, very good quarterback, bordering on great. He needs Jamar Chase, who's looking like one of the best receivers in football right now, and T. Higgins to be out there to be effective. And that's not a knock on him.
And who doesn't? Is Justin Herbert. He doesn't need anyone close to as good as T. Higgins.
We saw it on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
And we want to crown Joe Burrow. We want to coddle him. Win the damn football game. Justin Herbert's doing it with Ladd McConkey. And you can't do it with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Figure it out. Your defense found ways to get stops in that second half. They got you back in the game. Figure it out, damn it. Like, I can't stress enough how we give all these excuses to people like Joe Burrow, and then we're overly critical of a guy like, come on, Lamar Jackson, who your offensive coordinator is playing you out of these games left and right. C-Cat, Jalen's been waiting to get at you about these Ravens. And before we go to break, I do want to get your Ravens take. I want to get your Ravens take on what made you feel like you lost that game. What was that take there that you put up on the YouTube chat? It was about Josh Allen?
Yeah, Josh Allen, about how he's kind of the golden retriever of the NFL, media darling. He's cute and adorable.
Him.
Everyone loves him.
Yes, like he's so lovable. He has such a high Q rating, and I love the character that is Josh Allen. I love how he's been taking care of the ball more this year, so I am more favorable to him. I want to see this guy succeed, and this is the year I think he can do it better than any year in the past, but we got to remember, too, the Chiefs are going to look totally different in the playoffs than they do right now. They do this every regular season. They weren't even playing DeAndre Hopkins on pivotal downs. That game mattered more to the Bills than it did the Chiefs. And Isaiah Pacheco will be back. Charles Omenihu will be back. They're They'll probably be playing DeAndre Hopkins on third downs that matter. Like, the Bills beat the Chiefs last night, but let's keep some perspective with it all.
State of the Union for the Ravens. You know what? It's a rivalry game. Steelers-Ravens always close. The Ravens always play the Steelers close, even when the Steelers were a bad football team. I know Mike Tomlin dragged that team, and that defense dragged that team to that streak of over 500. But let's not forget, Mason Rudolph was getting his head knocked out, and he was playing dizzy against the Ravens on the road and still putting a very competitive game out there where the Ravens would win by a game-winning field goal in overtime.
Yeah.
So this is not anything deviating from history.
Have you retired the Justin Tucker jersey yet?
It's taking a timeout. It's in the back of the closet. I've moved up my Capitals jerseys ahead of it in terms of shirts I would wear.
C-Cat, the Ravens fan, the only Ravens jersey he has is a Justin Tucker one, and that seems to be the only player who the Ravens thought they could rely on that has been holding them back, letting them down time and time again. Who else has been letting y'all down?
Who has been letting the Ravens down? The receivers
I thought
drops.
you were shaking your head because of that. Yeah, the receiver drops are going to happen.
Like,
that's the Ravens. Y'all still haven't got y'all a guy.
But it looked like, I thought that was behind the Ravens.
Yeah.
People don't talk about it enough because it's easier to take shots at Lamar when it comes to those playoff insufficiencies.
Yeah.
Where we saw him against the Titans, fall off. Saw him against the Bills, fall off. Saw him even against the Chiefs, fall off. But it wasn't just Lamar falling short in those moments. A lot of drops by a lot of targets in that game, and we saw more of the same in the loss of the Steelers yesterday.
That's what happens when you invest into those types of receivers. Like, again, there's a reason why the Bills, after giving up on Stephon Diggs, and then we rolled Josh Allen out there without him. And I see our guy right here, Jason, saying Allen is being talked like this because everybody said he would take a step back without Diggs. There's a reason why they went out and got Amari Cooper. Let's keep it a buck. There's a reason why they went out and got that guy that you could throw it down the sideline to, back shoulder face, could be a sure-handed target, and they're going to use him more as we get deeper into the postseason, as we get to the postseason. You need sure-handed guys out there. There's a reason why the Chiefs went and got DeAndre Hopkins. You need somebody you can trust in these pivotal moments. Zay Flowers is not that guy. He's a first and second down guy, not a third down guy.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Like, I don't care about what about this guy who's doing great with no weapons? Like, a drop's a drop.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Mahomes could do to mitigate drops.
And Joe Burrow got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase out there. Can't figure it out.
T. Higgins going to get paid more than Brandon Ayuk next year.
He should. Man, Brandon Ayuk, by the way, what a hit to his just like. But coming into this year, everybody was like, one of the more underrated receivers in the NFL. Now he might be one of the more overpaid. Biggest statement coming off of this football weekend. Who made the biggest statement? C-Cat and I agree. Josh Allen made the biggest statement towards an MVP. He's going to have to back that up, though, when the Bills have to play the Lions, as well as even next week when they come off of the bye, when they have to play the San Francisco 49ers. I need to see more before we crown this guy, Josh Allen, who is a regular season merchant at this point. 888-760-3776.
No, a regular season merchant.
888-760-3776. What's up?
We've only played regular season games in 2024.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about in the whole.
And that's an MVP is a regular season award.
No, I'm talking about how Damian Woody and Rex Ryan are on national television crowning Josh Allen as the best quarterback in football, though. And it's all based on the fact. If the Bills have this same outcome, but it was against even the Ravens, even the Bengals, we're not talking this way. It's because it happened against the Chiefs. But let's not forget, every time the Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season, who ends up hoisting the Lombardi trophy at the end? Because they go through the Bills in the playoffs that same year. Like, history repeats itself. Let's not act clueless to what we've seen in the past. 888-760-3776. Biggest statement of this football weekend. Who made the biggest statement through college football or the pros that makes you feel a certain type of way about their championship hopes, maybe even their Heisman/MVP hopes? Who made the biggest statement this football season, this past weekend in Week 11 of the NFL? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. We'll get you on the other side. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. That's the number for the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Who made the biggest statement this football weekend? We'll touch on that. We'll hit the get around, getting from game to game, and also, oh my gosh, what happened to the Falcons? We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. If it's a slam dunk or a game-winning drive, it happens on ESPN 106.3. Monday Night Football wraps up Week 11. Coverage of the Texans and Cowboys gets started at 7:30. Tell a friend, tell an enemy. The game's right here on ESPN 106.3.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at PNC.com.
Guys, your special today at Unlimited Auto Wash. Monday is Men's Day, and you save up to $5 off any wash at any of their 7 Palm Beach County locations. Check out the daily specials and find your location by visiting UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Introducing Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. And it's exclusively on YouTube, where JC is breaking down the most viral clips in sports and entertainment.
Because every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others.
Subscribe to Questionable Call on YouTube right now. New episodes drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Anything else is out of the question. Presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, Twin Peaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire, and Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Yeah, chicken and seafood.
Lease the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S today at Land Rover Palm Beach for only $499 per month with a 42-month lease and only $47.50 down, plus fees and first month's payment. Head over to Land Rover Palm Beach today, located on Okeechobee Boulevard just past the Turnpike, or visit LandRoverPalmBeach.com to set up a test drive of the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. According to Jessica Golden of CNBC, Morgan Stanley is introducing a new portfolio for investors tied to the most prominent sports leagues. It will target high net worth sports fans and will carry a minimum investment of $250,000. Sports have proven to be an attractive and growing asset class as valuations have skyrocketed over the past decade. Morgan Stanley will tap into Nielsen Sports as its data source to track the activity, spending, and visibility of the companies with exposure to professional sports leagues. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Oh my goodness, the stat is real. Jalen put it in our YouTube chat presented by Prize Picks. Jalen, a fellow Ravens fan like yourself, C-Cat, and the stat he just put out there about a future Hall of Famer for the Baltimore Ravens has me absolutely floored. That's ridiculous. We'll get to that. I'll tell you about that, but first I do need to tell you about a stat that is actually extremely optimistic, extremely good, not like that stat we're going to get to. EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, they have a stat. Want to hear this stat? It's a really good one.
Yes.
4.8 star Google rating with over 760 reviews. Would you say that's a pretty good stat, CK?
It can't get much better.
It shows that the people that have not only called EDS, but maybe gone to the website, edsisyes.com, and scheduled a service, maybe even bought a gold plan like myself, they're satisfied customers. For all of your AC and plumbing needs, edsisyes.com. That's the place to go. They've been keeping you cool since 2006. edsisyes.com. You can book an appointment around your busy schedule. They will come at your convenience. edsisyes.com. All right? This friendly staff, excellent service, and I can assure you that because I use them myself. I've only been on the air conditioning side. I need to check out the plumbing. When I have a plumbing issue, if one comes up, I know where to go as well. But I can tell you right now, air conditioning team, astute. Great service. edsisyes.com. Check them out yourself, and you will be one of those leaving a review on Google as well. C-Cat, here it is, man. Since the start of 2022, future Hall of Famer, some are calling him the best kicker of all time, Justin Tucker, has missed 20 kicks. 20 kicks. 17 field goals and 3 extra points, including 2 field goals in yesterday's loss against the Steelers, which was the difference in the Ravens being able to win that game. At what point do you cut ties?
Well, I think after this season, you sit down with Justin Tucker and you say, hey, listen, man, you see the stats, we see the stats. You see the decline, we see the decline. Stay on the staff, special teams assistant. Help us scout out our next guy. We love you for everything you've done. Or retire your number. How about that?
Didn't they just give him an extension like maybe this offseason or last off? I know a couple of kickers got extensions. One of them was Harrison Butker. I thought Tucker just signed an extension.
It's difficult. You got 4-year, $24 million contract extension signed on August 2022.
Okay, so yeah, you only got a couple more years left on that deal. It's hard to walk away from that kind of money as a kicker. If you're Justin Tucker, it would be hard for your. Again, not to say that the guy shouldn't make the Hall of Fame because what he's done before this has been elite. It's going to be hard for your Hall of Fame candidacy if we look back on this year where the Ravens have it all going offensively. They have enough defensively to stay in games and win. And we say, man, I think the difference that year was those kicks that Tucker missed in pivotal games, not just here in the regular season, but if this carries over into the playoffs, again, we got to reassess some things. I've been talking about Aaron Rodgers' Hall of Fame case and how he's been hurting it since he left. Again, he'll make it, but he shouldn't be first ballot at this point. The dude's been terrible for the Jets. And Russell Wilson, he's adding on to his Hall of Fame career, even though I thought he had lost it. Now I feel like he's reclaiming it. Justin Tucker's doing wonders in the opposite direction.
You got to do a lot to be known, for a casual football fan, to have your name known as a kicker.
Or you could just make a controversial speech at a college
that too.
At a college graduation.
So what are the kicker names that everybody knows? Adam Vinatieri. Justin Tucker, right? Those are the names that everybody knows.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go widespread, casual football fan, it's Vinatieri, it's Tucker. It's Harrison Butker at this point now, too. I found out that when he got hurt, apparently a bunch of people on TikTok were talking about him. My wife told me about it. She was like, oh, the Chiefs kicker's hurt. I said, why do you even know that?
Oh, that just kind of made the rounds in all the circles, not just the football circles?
Yeah, because ever since he did that commencement speech at the Christian College or whatever in Kansas over this past offseason, then he got the extension. Everything that happens around him is big news. And I guess his speech had a misogynistic tone. And women did not take kindly to that. So a lot of women on TikTok were, I don't want to say celebrating his injury, but they definitely didn't seem like they were being nice about it.
Yeah, he made a lot of fans and a lot of enemies that day.
Yeah, he did. But he made a hell of a lot of fans of those guys that are like, yeah, I love a little taste of misogyny with my morning breakfast. That's cool. Harrison Butker, yeah, he's still in the IR, so that's another player that the Chiefs didn't have in that Bills win that they'll probably have in the postseason. Pivotal weapon. I'm just saying, man, pump the brakes. We're going to get to a get-around here on a Monday, theoretically speaking, and our get-around always takes a different tone. The get-around is our vehicle to get to the biggest topics across the nation. We're going straight football games from the weekend, so let's get that thing going.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round, check we go. I get around.
The Get Around today is brought to you by the Cognizant Classic. Can't wait to get to that February 27th. We'll talk about more of the Cognizant Classic later on, but first we got to get to our initial destination.
Next stop, we are in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
I love it.
As the Colts beat the Jets in a fun back-and-forth 1 p.m. game, 28-27. The Jets fall to 3-8. Anthony Richardson rushed in the game-winning touchdown with 51 seconds to go to cap off his impressive return as the Colts starter. What was the bigger takeaway from this game? Indianapolis or the Jets?
The Colts, because the Jets don't matter. They stopped mattering 2 weeks ago. In fact, today on Theoretically Speaking, we are marking this day as the final day you can have any Jets or Cowboys takes. So if you want to get them off, we only will welcome them today. After the Cowboys get their ass kicked on Monday Night Football, I don't want to hear about either one of those franchises. They're both miserable. They both will be terrible the rest of this year. Anthony Richardson, he just did maybe the exact thing he needed, like to shake off the ickiness about that situation in Indianapolis. Like a game-winning touchdown drive, maybe the best football game of his career, dating back to college. He's given confidence in that coaching staff and in that locker room that he can be their guy going forward. Anthony Richardson made a statement. He punctuated it with the win. And the Colts, dare I say, are alive in the AFC race as well. As we do this race for the AFC wild card, the Indianapolis Colts, if they can somehow get past the other, horse-related team in the Denver Broncos, they could be right there as a 7 seed.
Is this year going to be the stigma of sitting your young quarterback for the old vet? And the whole, well, what are you going to do after that? If you sit him, you can't bring her back in. Are we going to change the tone on that? Because both Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson, young quarterbacks, second year, looking better after sitting and coming back.
Yeah, I do believe that myth has been broken. But again, there's always exceptions to the rule. It depends on the person, right? Like Bryce Young, you could tell it wasn't that he necessarily was that bad at football. It felt like at some points he had his confidence shaken and he was in a bad situation. They pulled him back in there. He started regaining some of that mojo. He also probably stopped caring as much because he had just got benched. He's like, what do I have to lose? Like, I think that's for both of them. They're like, yeah, well, the worst has already happened.
Yeah, being benched isn't that bad from the sideline.
Yeah.
Like, I was a benched football player. Not benched. I was a bench football player.
You didn't get benched. You were at the bench at the start and stayed there.
Hey, watching the game from the sideline is pretty cool, especially in the warmer months. Not that bad.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad plan. And I will say for both Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young, they've reclaimed their ability to be franchise players for both of their teams, the Colts and the Panthers. The question is, like, at this point going forward, what else do they have to prove this year? And then how do their coaches who need to be more offensive-minded, who need to be able to build things around them, how do they build on that this offseason? And I think the Panthers, though, their season's done. They want a top pick to give them another weapon. I do think the Colts can make a playoff push now, especially if you look at their schedule. Anthony Richardson showed me something, man.
Yeah, those last AFC playoff spots are begging to be taken. Like, it's definitely still up in the air, and someone will go on a run that isn't necessarily known as a great football team.
Let me just list off the Colts' schedule here. It is delectable. It's tasty. In fact, after we get off the air today, I'm going to make sure I put in a little play for Colts to make the playoffs. So, again, just ignore this part. They host the Lions this coming weekend.
Okay, that's okay.
That's one loss.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping on that.
Humbled.
After that, Patriots, Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jaguars. Patriots, Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jaguars.
5-1 in that stretch is very manageable.
All you got to do is beat the teams you're supposed to in the Pats, Titans, Giants, and Jaguars, who, by the way, all 4 of those franchises tanking for a number 1 pick right now. So it would behoove both sides for the game to result in a Colts win. And you got the Broncos in Denver on December 15th. Win that game. I'm not saying they're not going to be favored in that game. Hey, Colts, go win that game. And you really put yourself in the driver's seat because not only are you going to get another win, you're also going to beat the team that you're chasing. That's a pivotal game. I didn't even think about that 3 weeks away. What's next?
Next stop,
Chicago, Illinois. The Packers blocked a potential game-winning 46-yard field goal to beat the Bears 20-19. The Bears haven't beaten the Packers since 2018.
Okay. This is what we learned from the Bears and Packers game. The same thing we learned from the Daniel Jones New York Giants experience. A haircut can't knock off the stench of a loser, right? Like Daniel Jones grows the beard, changes facial hair. We're all believing again. Matt Eberflus, he gets the new look, right? He gets his, the beard grows and he's, gets new clean cut look. His wife agreed to it. She inspired it. And we start thinking that they shook some of the loser off. That loser juice still follows them. It's why Daniel Jones still gets benched. It's why Matt Eberflus has now yet again made coaching decisions that have allowed the Bears to lose. How do you not let your offense get at least one more stab at picking up some yards before trotting your kicker out there? When you play to make a field goal, especially in a game that's not tied but you're down in, you deserve to lose that game if the kicker ends up selling you. The kick got blocked. Matt Eberflus might just be a loser, and the Bears losing might be better off for them because they can maybe find a new head coach that could play with more of a winner's mentality. Did you see what the Chargers did? Think Jim Harbaugh is going to sit on the rock and let his kicker go out there and win him the game? No, damn it. J.K. Dobbins, you tote that thing into the end zone. Should have did the same thing with what's his name? Former Eagles back.
DeAndre Swift.
Should have did the same thing with him.
Give me Dan Lanning in Chicago stat. Oregon's head coach. That's what I want to see happen.
Dan Lanning, Ben Johnson. Hell, give me Bill Belichick. I don't know.
Next stop.
Why not?
Denver, Colorado. Maybe one of those coaches who's in the state of Colorado. While the country was fixated on Chiefs-Bills, Broncos just curb stomped the Falcons 38-6. Got so bad we had to look at Michael Penix Jr. in the fourth quarter. Are Bo Nix and the Broncos that good? Or are the Falcons actually that bad?
Kirk Cousins is a statue. Like, he can't move. This experiment with, 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury, both for the Falcons and the Jets, has not worked out that well. I still think the Falcons can win their division because the division is bad and the Bucs end up suffering a lot of injuries. But Kirk Cousins is seeming somewhat like a detriment to this Atlanta team. I think the Broncos are a good football team, though. Like, they played the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs, damn it.
They did.
They beat the Chiefs with a rookie quarterback. Bo Nix is getting better and better. I think he had 4 passing touchdowns. He saved me in a couple fantasy leagues. 38-6 at home over the Falcons. That's nothing to scoff at. And they're in the driver's seat now to make the playoffs. Thank you. I appreciate what y'all have done. Jim Harbaugh and, dare I say, Sean Payton. Y'all have revived the AFC West. This was about to be the Mahomes, Brady, Belichick, Andy Reid type run in that division where nobody ever contends and competes. I still think the Chiefs are going to win it year over year, but at least we're going to get some competitive games going forward from teams that are actually going to be in the playoffs. You saved us from a dominance that would have been, dare I say, just boring.
It's a weird, separation of Russell Wilson and the Broncos. What narrative is there? There is none because Wilson's done great in Pittsburgh. The Broncos have been just fine with not the pick of the litter at quarterback. What was he, the 4th quarterback off the board?
Quarterback off the board. 12th overall player, 6th quarterback.
So sometimes quarterback, head coach, quarterback organization just don't fit. And that was one of those instances, I guess.
Well, Sean Payton didn't want it to fit. That was part of the problem. And Russell Wilson also had too much ego. Both of them have learned from that experience, and both are better for the situations they're in now. Harmony now.
Stop.
That's nice.
Let's go to Miami Gardens, Florida.
Let's not. I went there and I hated it. What do we got to do in Miami Gardens?
What are your chances? Theolytics that the Dolphins make the playoffs. Because, hey, that offense looked real good. Tua was 28 for 36, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tyreek caught a touchdown. Ooh, the Dolphins looked good.
The day after the Dolphins lost to the Bills, I told you exactly how this was going to pan out. They're going to beat the Rams. They're going to beat the Raiders. They're going to beat the Patriots. Everybody, oh, look at that, the Dolphins. They're going to give you hope.
Don't look now.
They're going to give you hope. And they'll give you hope all the way. They might even mess around and win on Thanksgiving night against the Packers and beat 6-6. They're going to feed you and pump you with so much hope only to inevitably let you down. You know what game I'm looking at that I know the Dolphins are going to find a way to lose? January 5th, Week 18 at the Jets. The Dolphins are likely going to need that game to get the 7th seed in the AFC. They're going to somehow play their way back into it. Need that game specifically against a Jets team that has folded on their season. And they're going to lose it on the road in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
I don't know. I almost look at the game before that. Week 17, Myles Garrett just taking out Tua. Like, come on now. Tua kind of gets a little froggy.
Yeah.
Scrambles out of the pocket. One pump fake too many.
Yeah.
Wham! Right in the back. Head whiplash. Goodbye.
The one team that really hates the Dolphins and really wants to, like, beat them and see them fail is the New York Jets, and they still have to play them twice, and they have a really good defense still. Like, I know offensively it's like, what the hell are you going to get out of them? But they have a really good defense, and I think that would give them the satisfaction of a bad season is to see the Dolphins, like them to be the reason why the Dolphins didn't make the playoffs. The Jets are going to love playing spoiler, just like I've been playing spoiler in this one fantasy football league that I'm out of. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm starting all my best players, and I hope I knock you out the postseason. It's fun. It's fun to ruin somebody's dream.
What if that's the secret sauce for the Jets season? Not actually Sauce Gardner. No. The secret sauce is they just actually don't hate these teams enough. They play the teams they hate. Maybe they'll win the games.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe we should put Aaron Rodgers' brother as a quarterback of one of those teams and see what happens then. Or anybody in his family for that instance.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Next stop.
Line of Aunt Cheryl at corner. He just abused that.
He's just picking on her all game.
Yeah, just throwing over the top. All right, our next stop, our last stop in the football world, Inglewood, California. The Chargers beat the Bengals 34-27 after blowing a 21-point lead. It didn't matter. Joe Burrow looked pretty good. 28 for 50, 356 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Herbert was 17 for 36 with 297 yards and 2 tutties in the win. What'd you walk out of Sunday Night Football thinking?
Well, I knew the Chargers would beat the Bengals. The Bengals are a bad team. The Chargers are a good team. Every time the Bengals have played a good team this year, they've lost. They've either gotten blown out or they lost in a one-possession game. And those are 2 signs to me that you don't have what it takes. Don't waste our time making the postseason when you were going to go out there and get just absolutely obliterated anyways. And they were getting obliterated in this game and found a way back into it. The Bengals are bad. They're not good. They are not a good. You can hear it in Jamar Chase's voice post-game. He's sad. Zach Taylor, I don't know. Average coach, who knows? Who cares? Joe Burrow, good to middle. You know, like he's a really good quarterback. He needs outstanding weapons around him to be efficient, but that's not a knock on him. Jared Goff does too. Tua does too.
Are these Cincinnati Bengals close to like the turn of the decade Vikings? Like the Vikings played a lot of close games with Kirk Cousins. Never seemed to pull it through in prime time.
Similar, I would
Fun
say.
Skill
You know
players.
who they are? You know who they are? They're the Cincinnati Bengals, C-Cat. They're the Cincinnati freaking Bengals. That's who these Bengals are. They're the Bengals that we used to see as well. Carson Palmer, Andy Dalton, Joe Burrow. That's next. It's the organizational thing. They can't get right. He just has 2 A.J. Greens instead of 1. I guess there was the Houspinzada. You say Houspinzada. You know, they had a couple guys out there. But T. Higgins is just a better Houspinzada. And there you go. You're Cincinnati Bengals. It is what it is.
Next stop.
We are boots on the ground, PGA National.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Time to
sir.
play some golf.
And before I talk about the Cognizant Classic, I want to make one more point. I told y'all preseason the Bengals won't be making the playoffs, and neither will the Niners. And boy, am I looking like a genius once again.
Oh, I forgot about that game.
Just saying. I know. We'll talk Niners. Trust me. We'll find a spot to talk some Niners. It was forgettable because of what they did down the stretch. And also, you can't blame Steve Wilkes now, Kyle Shanahan. Who you going to fire next? We're running out of guys. Nobody's getting fired around the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches because, well, they're on the uptick. They're on the up and up. And in fact, tickets are now on sale for the 2025 Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. We're going to be at PGA National in Palm Beach Gardens February 26th through March 2nd as the PGA Tour makes its way to Palm Beach County. Here's how you can get tickets. TheCognizantClassic.com. TheCognizantClassic.com. Here's a couple other cool things about it, right? There's a youth ticket program, right? You can get yourself into that with 2 children ages 15 and under. They can get a free ticket. Just check out the youth ticket policy. Also, what about military? Our military folk who we appreciate. Thanks for your service. Here's our big thank you if you're at the Cognizant Classic. How about a chance to win some free tickets to the Cognizant Classic as well? Redeem your military tickets. That's going to be coming up. So you're going to want to get locked in. TheCognizantClassic.com. Of course, the famed Bear Trap is going to put the golfers through the gauntlet, and you get to watch it up close and personal. TheCognizantClassic.com. Tap in and bring a friend. TheCognizantClassic.com/tickets, and we'll see you at PGA National. That was a fun get around. It's been a hell of a football season and a great weekend of football, both in college and in the NFL. We do need to specifically address the San Francisco 49ers and the benching of Danny Dimes. 2 things that were predictable and also rearing their ugly heads at the same time. We do that on the other side before the happy hour. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
Ready to transform your life? Hexus MD's weight loss solutions are here to help you achieve a healthier, happier you. Get started with semaglutide and trizepatide. No insurance needed. With Hexus MD, experience weight management that fits your lifestyle without quick fixes or fads. Join thousands who've embraced a new way of living. Imagine the confidence, energy, and freedom to live your best life. Start your journey today. Visit HexusMD.com. That's HEXISMD.com. Use discount code ESPN50 for 50% off your first order.
What's up, y'all? It's Theo Dorsey, and the holiday season is here. You can give back the gift of golf at the park in West Palm Beach. For every $100 gift card you purchase, the park will donate $10 towards their Christmas For the Path program. If you're looking for the perfect gift for the golfer in your life, or even yourself, now is the time. Enjoy great golf while making the season brighter for kids who need it most. Swing by the park and let's tee up some holiday cheer together. The park is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank,
what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
There's two divisions in the NFC that are one-bid divisions. Just like everybody wants the Big 12 to be a one-bid conference, the ACC to be a one-bid conference in the in college football's 12-team playoff. There are two divisions in the NFC specifically that we can already chalk it up. Those are one-bid divisions. Whoever wins it gets in. Second place, you ain't going to have a good enough schedule at the end of the day. A good enough record to punch your ticket into the postseason. Can you guess those two divisions, CK?
It's kind of, if you look at the divisions in front of you, you see two that are the lower class divisions. Yes. Got to go with the NFC South.
Yep.
Got to go with the NFC West.
That's it. That's it. Nobody else can trick themselves into believing that they can get to. Now, everybody else can trick themselves into believing they'll get to. The NFC East needs to watch its back, right? Like, we know in the North, Lions, Vikings, Packers, right? Like, they're in. Those three teams are in. I'm confident in that. Am I off base right there, CK?
Closing the door on the Bears?
I'm not saying the Bears are out. I'm just saying Lions, Packers, Vikings are in. Those are my locks.
I haven't thought about the Vikings in a while.
Yeah.
They're only two losses.
Lost
they're not hot anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they aren't the hot topic because we're kind of used to them being like respectable. But I haven't put a lot of thought into the Vikings.
The Packers are 7-3 and they're third in the North. The Vikings are 8-2. The Lions are 9-1. Those are three playoff teams. Go ahead and lock that in. There's 4 playoff positions now left in the NFC. Those are 3 from the North. Obviously, in the NFC East, it looks like the Eagles are probably going to run away with this thing. They're 8-2. The Commanders are 7-4. And the Eagles just won the head-to-head matchup. Go ahead and lock the Eagles in as the NFC East champions. That's 4 spots. We got 3 left. Now, of these 3 left, 2 have to go to the divisional winners of the NFC West and the NFC South. Let's just say for giggle's sake, the Falcons should close it out. Falcons should get that. 2 spots left in the NFC. The NFC West champion, and then there is the wild card spot. The leader in the clubhouse for that final wild card spot right now is the 7-4 Commanders. That's the 7 seed, the wild card spot that's left in the NFC. The 7-4 Commanders.
Yeah, it's kind of a wrap. It's a matter of where these teams are seated, not who's in the playoffs.
So then you go to the NFC West where there's multiple teams that feel like, or at least believe, that they should be playoff teams. I mean, all of them are in it right now. The Cardinals are in first place in the NFC West at 6-4. Every other team is 5-5. Rams, Seahawks, Niners. The Niners, of those 4 teams in the NFC West, feel like the least likely to actually win that division. This is not a 2-bid division, and the Niners are in the worst position to win it. Why do I say that? Not only are they 5-5 and last placed in the NFC West, it's because they lost all the tiebreakers. Do you know the San Francisco 49ers are now 1-3 in NFC West play?
Despicable.
They're 1-3. So if you are a Niners fan and you know that this is going to come down to to tiebreakers, you're already all the way back when it comes to tiebreakers. Well, let's look at their schedule. Maybe they can pull away. Maybe they can get enough wins to pull out in front in pole position. Well, next week they're at the Packers in Lambeau Field.
Tough game.
That's tough. That's an absolutely that is a toss-up. I would say I favor the Packers right now, especially because they have home field. We'll see what happens.
Spread on that game is Green Bay -2 on the road.
Makes sense. Next game at the Bills. The Chiefs beat the 49ers by multiple scores. The Bills just got done beating the Chiefs by 9. I don't see the Niners winning at Orchard Park. That feels like a loss. And then you go back home and you get to host the Bears. if you're the Niners, you need an easy win at this point. Like, you just got done with 2 really tough games, 2 hard-fought battles. You likely lost at least one of those 2. You need an easy win. The Bears do not feel like that anymore. Unless Eberflus keeps coaching them out of close games at the end, the Bears are going to put up a fight. Caleb Williams looks much better with a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, like they played good enough to beat the Packers. You got to admit that.
Yeah, they did. And then your last 4 games of the season for the 49ers. We've already established these next 3 are not going to be easy outs. You're hosting the Rams, a divisional game that you have to win. You already lost the first one against the Rams. You got to win that one at home. Oh, short week. That's a Thursday night football game. Wow. Thursday night football at home against the Rams. That's a toss-up. Then you're at the Dolphins, home to the Lions, and at the Cardinals to close the season. So, glass half full, if you're a Niners fan, you're saying we control our own destiny. We got to win out. Glass half empty, and the more realistic view is, I don't know if you're good enough to win out. You're 5-5 right now. You're not winning in any of the tie breaks right now in the NFC West, which is why you're last place, which is why, again, in the preseason, 5 weeks in, and even today, I'm telling you, it's more likely the Niners miss the playoffs than make the Super Bowl again, and they ain't making the postseason this year, C-Cat. I think it's over and done.
It's not over and done. There's a lot of football to be played. Just like Josh Allen didn't just win the MVP, the 49ers have not been eliminated from the playoffs.
They have not been eliminated, but I'm going to go ahead and lock them out.
Whoa.
We got the happy hour on the other side for Theoretically Speaking. We bring in Tina. We'll talk Daniel Jones then because she took a liking to him because of his new haircut in the offseason. So she and Kay Adams both were high on Daniel Jones, but now it seems like Daniel Jones is going to be spending more time getting high on whatever he wants because he won't be playing football for the Giants. So that'll be in the happy hour. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. Tina's pulling up for Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey everyone, it's Cade Shumslin. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be rewarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm, Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Make poker playing hours work for you at Harris Pompano Beach with the $1 million Break the Bank. It's a no-limit hold'em event that could make you a millionaire. Play at any qualifying table. Rack up 150 hours to qualify for the January 29th Break the Bank tournament. $250,000 in prizes to be awarded, plus win a seat at the World Series of Poker Circuit main event. Finish at number 1 for your shot to win $1 million. Play poker today at Harris Pompano Beach. Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Powerline Road at 3rd Street, Pompano Beach. Must be 18 or older for poker games. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-MINUTE.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Experience the ultimate blend of luxury shopping, dining, and entertainment at the Gardens Mall. Just 1 mile east off I-95 on PJ Boulevard, this premier destination offers a mix of high-end brands, trendy retailers, and delicious dining. The mall's award-winning architecture, fine art, and lush landscaping create a stunning backdrop for interactive experiences and events. Whether you're shopping for the latest trends or enjoying the vibrant atmosphere, the Gardens Mall is Palm Beach County's top shopping and lifestyle destination.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
ESPN 1063 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round on the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is a Monday following an incredible weekend of football. I mean, it had everything you wanted, right? If you're anybody other than a Chiefs fan, you got to watch Patrick Mahomes finally lose. If you're anybody who was on either side of the Colorado fence where you want them to win, you want them to be good, or maybe you hate Coach Prime, you get another week where those guys get a big victory, and now you can hate watch them in the Big 12 championship game likely, or you could be rooting for them. More college football for the Colorado Buffs is a good thing for America. Also, again, big Steelers win. A couple other things happen across the league. You see Justin Herbert in primetime. It's good times here. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour, theoretically speaking. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos and pulling up on us. She's Tina in the wild. She's Espresso Martina. What's happening with you?
Happy Monday,
Yeah.
Theo and C-Cat. I have a few nicknames. You brought up Tina in the Wild, and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, I haven't heard that in a minute.
I mean, it's your social handle.
It is. It is my social handle, but I love Espresso Martina as well.
Come on. Like, we're giving
Such a
all
great
to you today.
nickname.
We're giving it all.
I know.
This right here, coming off of this weekend, it as a sports fan for me, I ain't gonna lie. Like, as much as I don't take a lot of stock into Chiefs Bills Week 11 because I know Kansas City will look different in the postseason, the Bills will bring a different product. It hurt to sit through. Like, it hurt. Like, I was really angry. I'm like, dog, just get the win, find a way. Like, come on. That's a pick play. Hey, ref, throw a flag. Like, I'm over here yelling and screaming about a game that I know doesn't matter in the long run. C-Cat, how tough was your Ravens loss to stew through, especially since you knew that Tina was going to get the victory as a Steelers fan, and she wasn't even damn watching the game. And now you got to sit on Santa's lap.
There is nothing worse as a sports fan than non-sports fans chirping you about your team.
Yeah, it sucks.
That just, oh my God. That is the worst thing on planet Earth because you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So shut up.
But at least I wasn't like talking about the game. The only thing I said was C-Cat has to sit on Santa's lap.
Yeah, which was funny.
So that was like, I'm like, I'm not, because I was like, and then your response back to that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even tell C-Cat right now that I wasn't watching the game at all because he'll just go off on me in text. But I could feel your emotion last night, Theo, in our group text for the Chiefs game.
It sucks. It absolutely sucks mainly because the thing I hate the most is I knew it would be hearing people call Josh Allen the best quarterback in football now, and the Chiefs are the Bills are the team to beat all of a sudden, even though they still don't have the best record and are not in control of their own destiny for the 1 seed. But yeah, apparently now Josh Allen, who has no hardware, nor has he ever made a Super Bowl, he is the cream of the crop. He's the guy to beat in the NFL because of a Week 11 win. I just was stewing, knowing what I was going to see on TV the next day, and CCAT. Did the bet actually stand?
No, you didn't let it stand.
I wanted it to stand. She didn't let it stand.
Yeah, I know. It was me really that was this isn't happening.
Yeah, for those that don't know what we're talking about, if you rewind to Friday, Tina said for the theoretically speaking Christmas card where you go to the Gardens Mall, take a picture with Santa. Now one of us got to sit on his lap. What are we going to do? All like put arms over each other's shoulders? No, someone has to sit on Santa's lap.
Yeah.
And to decide who sits on Santa's lap, it's got to be the loser of Steelers Ravens.
Well,
and you
Theo
know what?
came up with this and left himself fully out of it. Theo left himself fully out of it and was like, oh, here's how we decide. Whoever wins, Ravens, Steelers, that is who will sit on Santa's lap at the Gardens Mall when we do our Christmas card. And I was like, that's not fair. That leaves you completely out of it when you need to be a part of it.
Well,
but really, this weekend, if I would have went along with it, you lost. The Chiefs lost. And the Ravens lost. The Steelers won. If I went with it, I would have won.
You would have won.
And I wouldn't have to sit on Santa's lap.
Well, here's the thing. My team didn't go head-to-head against y'all. So my team beat the Ravens already and the Chiefs, so I would be safe from that. And we play on Christmas Day, which is too late. So
I know, yes.
Chiefs Steelers. So we would have to figure out another way to decide these things. But CCAT's not wrong. It does suck having a person who you know isn't as emotionally invested into it at the very least. It's not about their knowledge of the game. It's more so about their emotional investment into the outcome of the game, because when they're taunting you about that, you already know there's nothing you can say in retort to it that would actually get to them. Like, you've lost that battle before it even started.
It's a real convenient taunt because you can't say anything, even if your favorite team ends up winning the next game against their favorite team.
Yeah, they're not going to care. They're going to be like, okay. I wasn't even watching.
Oh, they played? I didn't even know.
It sucks. I'll never forget 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. My wife and I had her little sister come over for a little Super Bowl party. It was fun. It was me, my wife, and her little sister watching Eagles Chiefs. And Jalen Hurts is a popular guy amongst the ladies, right?
Yes, he is.
Like he's an attractive man. He had that picture come out recently where he's throwing up the hooks and girls are loving him as a cute dog. And he's just everything about him, his steez, his aura, women like it. So my wife's little sister became an Eagles fan for the day. And do you know how annoying it is watching your favorite team in the Super Bowl? And it was a close one. It was back and forth. The Eagles had a lot of momentum in that game. And she is chirping, yapping, talking smack at me, not even saying correct football terms because she don't even like the sport, but going crazy in my ear all game long as I'm stewing in the fact that this thing might be over with. And there's nothing I can say to her.
That's being a Yankees fan. Everybody's got an opinion on the Yankees when it comes to the playoffs. Everybody's got something to say.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, and I get it. And also, there's non-baseball fans doing it. There's people that just hate the pinstripes, that hate New York City as a whole. And you could chirp back at these people. They're not emotionally invested, and they also probably don't know what the hell they're talking about. So it kind of sucks. Let's hit the phone lines here. We're talking Niners. We'll talk a little bit of Giants here soon because we're going to bury their future in hopes as well. But like I said in the preseason, the Niners have a better shot of missing the postseason as they do of getting back to the Super Bowl. And yet again, they stand after losing to the Seattle Seahawks and falling to last place in the NFC West. They're proving me right. Once again, Kyle Shanahan, you're running out of people to blame. All right, you're going to have to start looking in the mirror pretty soon. But apparently we got Rob in Port St. Lucie. Rob is joining Theoretically Speaking on this Monday, and he has a point to make about the Niners. First and foremost, Rob, are you a San Francisco 49ers fan?
Die hard.
Okay. Die-hard Niners fan.
I have my own man cave that's, Niners memorabilia all over the place. The walls are painted. Everything's ready to go, and they always seem to let me down in the toughest times.
So I will say this. I have a hefty amount of respect and love for 49ers fans. Y'all are one of those fan bases that don't – like there's a lot of fan bases that are annoying y'all are not one of them. Y'all seem to just appreciate your team, root for your guys, and you seem to be very reasonable. What do you think of this year's rendition of the 49ers? They're 5-5. The defense has fallen off some, and they look like they're not going to make the postseason. Do you agree that this is like it's this bad? It's really bad.
Well, if they do make the postseason, if you look at their division, it's a tight race, right? Arizona's only ahead by one game, but they've lost to Seattle, the Rams, and Arizona, all within their conference. So that's out of their 5 losses, those are 3, which is not a good thing to do to win the conference. And then, like you said, the defense has fallen off, like it has been, like it hasn't been in the last couple of years. I just don't understand anymore. It feels like we're getting more of the prima donnas than the guys that really want to go out there and work. Once they get their money, it's like they just shut it off. Unless you're Kittle, right? I mean, Bosa coming off the field yesterday and smiling on the sideline. Like, that didn't look like an injury to me, man. I know you've been nursing some things, but you should have still been out there. And then the play calling, just some of the calls that are made are ridiculous. I don't understand where Shanahan's mind is.
He still hasn't figured out this late game situational stuff as a head coach in this league. What would it take for the 49ers to actually move off of Kyle Shanahan? He's an expert offensive mind. He's a great play caller. He has a lot of weapons out there. Do you think there's anything he can do, like missing the playoffs this year, that might put him on the hot seat finally?
I don't know, because he's such a good friend of John Lynch's. I don't know if that'll put him on a hot seat or not. And he's been to like 2 Super Bowls with them, even though they've lost. He's had a winning record with them, so I don't know if that'll put him in jeopardy. But they got to do something. Something is totally. I mean, you can't blame the injuries all the time. Yeah, the injuries are there. Every team has them. You can't blame them. And when they can't score in the red zone, it's ridiculous. They're in the red zone a lot, and they come out with 3 points, or sometimes not even if Moody can't hit a damn field goal.
Right. It's been bad. And I appreciate your call, Rob. I'm glad we can give you that outlet to just come clean on your 49. Sometimes you just need to vent a little bit. And it's not even that I don't – like, I actually like Kyle Shanahan as a coach, as a play caller. I think he can be good. I don't think he should be in jeopardy of his job. But if you're looking to contend for a Super Bowl, if that's what their goal is he ever going to be the guy that's going to win you one? He's got you there a couple of times. He's running to Patrick Mahomes. Everybody loses to Patrick Mahomes.
I mean,
that's fair.
The 2 touchdown drives by the Seahawks yesterday came after Bosa left the game.
Yeah.
I think that is not something to dismiss as a whole side of the football failure. And I also wonder, like, if the 49ers don't make the playoffs like you project they will not, who's taking the fall for this? Is this a Brock Purdy problem, or is that a Shanahan problem?
It's a little bit of both, because you can criticize, or you can put the defense in the spotlight and say, yes, y'all were worse without your best player in Nick Bosa. Sure, you only put up 17 against the Seahawks defense that can be had, and you got McCaffrey back, who should be one of the more important parts. You still got Trent Williams out there. Juwan Jennings seems to be filling that void at receiver a lot more than what you would have anticipated. I mean, he was the Super Bowl MVP. Just like 10 months ago. He was well on his way to being Super Bowl MVP. He's a good football player.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey might not be healthy.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
He did not look faster than Jordan Mason. He didn't look like, honestly, the better running back of the 2 yesterday. Yeah. He got a lot of touches, a lot of play. They threw it to him a bunch of times, but Christian McCaffrey is not a 100% despite waiting 3 months to come back from that calf injury.
Yeah, a calf, Achilles. It was 2 Achilles tendonitis in both of his Achilles. So that kind of injury to a running back that's close to over the hill, it's never going to end well. I do think that if you're the 49ers right now, it could be better for you long term to miss the postseason this year, not feel like you're forced into giving Brock Purdy a $50+ million a year deal. I'm not an anti-Brock Purdy guy. I think he's good enough. But I do think that paying him $50+ million and having to sacrifice elsewhere is going to put you in a hole if you're the 49ers. He's so good because of all the pieces you put around him and the great expert play calling you have. Lean on that. Realize he's more replaceable than some of these other guys, and you might actually have a better and brighter future. Missing the playoffs will be better for the 49ers this year if they act accordingly, if they don't fool themselves into giving. If Brock Purdy's a top 5 paid quarterback in this league, the Niners are not going to be winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right on that. I also think Brock Purdy doesn't think that he deserves that kind of money, which everyone has a very high value of themselves, but he seems very level-headed and seems like, how about a long deal with an average annual value in the 30s?
That's too. I would say I would give him the Daniel Jones deal. I would give him $40 million a year.
Yeah, just inflation, and Daniel Jones signed that 2 years ago, didn't he? After the playoff win,
paying him in the 30s is disrespectful.
Man, got 39 a year. He's quite literally in the 30s.
It's disrespectful. You got to pay him above 40 if you want him to be your franchise quarterback. Just that's the going rate is at least 40. Geno Smith-esque deal, give me about 40 for Brock Purdy, and I'll feel comfortable with that. How about this? We'll just open it up. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. The San Francisco 49ers, they're likely not making the postseason this year. What should they do with the Brock Purdy contract? CCAT wants them to pay him in the 30s. I say mid-40s and still find a way to tinker that roster around it. Do you think maybe they just move on from Brock Purdy? 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline and let us know what you would do if you were sitting in the seat of John Lynch, having to make a move on Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant turned franchise quarterback. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. See, Kat, I'm going to ask you a question real quick. Before we get on to, we got some things to get to today. Specifically, your war with a reptile over the weekend.
Oh, my God.
We're going to get to that soon. Just straight up. If the Chiefs hosted the Bills in the postseason, based on what you've seen today and where you believe those rosters to be come postseason time, who do you think would win that game?
Who would I place my bet on?
Yeah.
I think I would bet on the Bills today.
Okay.
I saw the Bills give Patrick Mahomes a rare 2-possession loss, and they did that. And I was impressed by that. And I saw Josh Allen play at the peak of his abilities, and it looked great on paper. It looked great on my eyes.
Okay.
I'm taking the Bills in a playoff game, even in Arrowhead.
Okay.
I think the luster and the allure has worn off the Bills. A lot of those players have been in that stadium enough to where it's not as intimidating as it may have been last year or years past.
You're saying that the luster of Arrowhead Stadium, you think it's not as ferocious of an environment to affect the game enough?
Yeah, I don't think it's a boogeyman. I really don't think at all. I don't think it's intimidating. I don't think it's a boogeyman. I think it's more of the same.
Wow. Well, if it was more of the same, then it would be the Chiefs win because they always win in the playoffs.
No, but they know what to expect.
Okay.
Nothing that the Chiefs will do to them or Andy Reid or Pat Mahomes will surprise that side of the ball.
Do you think the Chiefs are worse or better than they were last year?
I think the Chiefs are a little bit worse than last year.
That's an interesting perspective. It is. It absolutely is. Are you
going to rebut?
Oh,
please rebut.
Okay,
it's your
I'm sorry.
show.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If I say stuff you don't agree with, please.
All right. I believe the Chiefs are better this year. And I also believe the Chiefs that we saw yesterday are not the full-strength Chiefs that we'll see in the postseason. Who knows what happens between now and then? Heck, more players could get hurt. Some players might come back and not be as good as they were. But when you're starting running back, the two players that you also came into the year thinking were going to be your starting leading receivers, and Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, both out as well, and one of your key pass rush guys in Charles Omenihu, who's one of those dudes you're going to count on in a postseason game to get stops on Josh Allen on pivotal downs, is out as well. And all of those guys are scheduled to come back except for Rashee Rice. Hollywood Brown might be back in the postseason as well. And I've watched time and time again in the past where, again, last year, this time, the Chiefs looked abysmal. People were really writing them off. You couldn't connect with anybody. The receiving core was dropping every single ball.
Pat Mahomes was complaining about calls.
Patrick Mahomes complained about a call. That was the last loss they suffered, was against the Bills. That was the last loss, and they lost to the Bills again in the regular season. But what happened after that loss last year to the Bills in the regular season? Do we remember that? Are we taking that context into consideration, or are we being fooled by our eyes again, and we're going to have to relive it come January? Because after that loss against the Bills, the Chiefs ran the table. They won against the Dolphins at home, at the Bills in the playoffs, at the Ravens in the playoffs, and then again in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. This team this year, when they get their pieces back, is going to be better, stronger than that team from last year. DeAndre Hopkins, once the Chiefs start using him as a full-time player, is going to be a killer on third downs and in the red zone. They barely even used him. 4 targets for DeAndre Hopkins against the Bills yesterday, that told me everything I needed to know. Because every time the ball went to number 8, it was a good play. They were targeting guys that they're trying to see what they can get out of guys. They're trying to see what that connection can build into. Can I trust you in a big spot, Xavier Worthy? Oh, no, I can't. Let's try again next week in the regular season. Come the postseason, I promise you, this Chiefs team is going to play totally different than you saw yesterday.
You think they were holding punches? You think that the Chiefs were not?
It's not about holding punches. It's not holding.
Well, I feel like not putting DeAndre Hopkins in your game plan when we saw what he could do 2 weeks ago, when he was a part of the game plan, and he did, I think, have like 9 catches in that game. By not throwing to him more, is that saying that they chose to not scheme around that, or was he not getting separation?
It wasn't that he wasn't getting separation. He was open, in the times that you squoze it into DeAndre Hopkins, it worked out. I truly do believe that Andy Reid and the Chiefs at this point where they are with the 3 Super Bowls under their belt, they look at the regular season as an opportunity to try and test things out and see what they can do in game. I also am confused as to why they didn't have a QB spy on Josh Allen on 4th and 2.
Yeah, that is kind of the one
curious decision.
X factor that both your quarterback, Pat Mahomes, like on those
both teams.
Pivotal plays, like they're probably going to throw the football. It doesn't matter if it's 3rd and short, 4th and short. They want the football in their best players' hands.
There were a lot of curious decisions that the Chiefs made that led me to believe they wanted to win this game. Don't get me wrong. They didn't tank the game or hold so many punches as to lose. They tried to win the game, but there were certain things they tested out that didn't work. And I don't expect them to do those same things going forward, including more targets to Xavier Worthy than DeAndre Hopkins, right? Including not even getting the ball to Kelsey as much as they would. And also, oh, by the way, RB1, Isaiah Pacheco, who has probably twice as much juice as Kareem Hunt as a pass catcher and a runner, he'll be back. It's going to look like a totally different Chiefs team, and I just want people to keep that context, keep that perspective as we go into the playoffs. Can the Bills win? Maybe. Should the Bills be the team that y'all expect to beat the Chiefs? Absolutely not, especially if that's the context you're using. It's just yesterday's game. It just wasn't a full picture. Trivia.
We got trivia.
Tina, you ready for some trivia?
Sure. I don't think I've ever participated in
trivia. Oh, you're about to do it today?
Yeah, Theoretically Trivia brought to you by Kaiser University.
Kaiser University, I love the fact that they're delivering the trivia, because if you're familiar with Kaiser's game, it's not just about the athletics programs. It's also about where you can tune up your game yourself and get better at golfing. KaiserGolfCenter.com. KaiserGolfCenter.com. Look up the website right now. They have a 2,000 square foot indoor facility where you can train. You have 3 different hitting bays, ball flight technology, video replay. You can work hand in hand with your coach on every club. But then you can also take it outside if the weather permits. Got a driving range. Got an area for chipping, got putting green, of course, and it's all right there next to the Kaiser University football stadium where that national championship team is looking to repeat. They just got the #1 overall seed, by the way. Check them out, KUCHawks.com, #1 overall seed in the NAIA, favored to repeat as football champions. You can train like a pro, train like a champion at Kaiser University, tune up your golf game, KaiserGolfCoachingCenter.com, KaiserGolfCenter.com. What you got, C-Cat? What's the trivia?
Well, Theo, I took in a lot of football over the weekend. Took in a lot of pass game over the weekend. In fact, last night, Jamar Chase, he stayed hot. Bengals didn't win, but Jamar Chase stayed hot with 7 catches for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. That caused me to look up the NFL 2024 leading receivers in the NFL. Not in yards, not in touchdowns, but in receptions. Not receptions per game even, just flat out receptions. I looked at the top 10 list. I said, wow, Jamar Chase at #1 with 73 catches this season.
Really good.
Then I looked in the top 5, and 2 players in the top 5 for receptions this season so far aren't receivers at all. Who are those names that I'm referring to? 2 non-receivers are in the top 5 for receptions so far in 2024.
How many times did Lamar Jackson catch his own pass this year? They're like,
I don't think he's done it this year yet.
I think Mahomes got one. I'm sure Levis did it like 5 times. All right,
just
in the top 5.
They're not wide receivers. Okay, all right, just making sure. They could be targets.
In the top 5, who has the most catches? There's 2 players in the top 5 in receptions in the NFL. I know one for sure because I was watching his ass on Sunday at Hard Rock Stadium. And he got like 13 of them bad boys. We'll give you the answer to that on the other side. We're Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSIsYes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSIsYes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes. When it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing, EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
The Construction Reduction Sales Event is going on right now at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Greenway Kia is under construction and we need to move the 24s off the lot so the new 2025s at the port can be delivered. So, we're making deals that other dealers won't. New 2024 Kia Fortes are only $149 per month. Make no payments until next year. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. If you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve your credit. It's the season of new traditions only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Qualified applicants through KFA 24-month lease, $34.99 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit required, plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinanced. 90 days deferred payments. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Discount includes all factory rebates to dealer. Offers don't combine. Expires 12/30/24.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Make poker playing hours work for you at Harris Pompano Beach with the $1 million Break the Bank. It's a no-limit hold'em event that could make you a millionaire. Play at any qualifying table. Rack up 150 hours to qualify for the January 29th Break the Bank tournament. $250,000 in prizes to be awarded, plus win a seat at the World Series of Poker Circuit main event. Finish at number 1 for your shot to win $1 million. Play poker today at Harris Pompano Beach. Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Powerline Road at 3rd Street, Pompano Beach. Must be 18 or older for poker games. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
New developments ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I feel embarrassed right there. I was trying to forward you an email there, C-Cat, and I forgot your name.
Oh, my goodness.
I legit forgot it. I almost put in BR, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. Wait, who am I supposed to be sending this to?
Sometimes I do put like just CCAT, and you have to put like Christian in our emails to
No,
like.
you don't. Well, I don't want to give away emails, but you don't.
You know, fire away.
What?
I want listeners to email me.
Well, yeah. Well, what I love about this, well, I don't want to give it away because then they're gonna have everybody's email. They'll just use that formula.
Yeah, they'll know how to email us.
I don't want people to email me. I got enough of that in my TV days, and the only thing that people email you are just non-constructive criticism.
Fair enough.
You know, CCAT, by the way, that's his email. It's CCAT at whatever. Which is really cool because it's first initial last name, so it always works for me. But for you, apparently, you have to put Christian.
No, yeah, like I have to first I'll put in like CCAT and it won't pop up, and maybe that's because I've just emailed a handful of like people, but I always put in Christian.
Okay.
And then
Weird.
he pops up for me.
I don't ever call him Christian
Oh,
either.
I never call him
Christian. Christian sounds like you're in trouble when somebody says Christian.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I am looking at a list. The most receptions in the NFL right now.
Is Christian McCaffrey on that list?
Who are the top 5 receiving leaders in the NFL? Because 2 of those names aren't even receivers. You got to tell me who in the top 5 of receptions in the NFL right now are not receivers.
I got you. I will give you that answer. Before I give you that answer, I will tell you, forget CCAT, forget, Christian. How about this? You put this in, it will give you $50 for free. TOD. TOD, if you put that into Prize Picks, which is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, Prize Picks, you put the promo code in THEOD, THEOD, my name, $50 for free when you play a $5 lineup. And what is Prize Picks? Well, again, it's a place where you can make some scratch on sports, basketball, hockey, football, whatever you're in tune with today, even Call of Duty, you can put in player projections more or less. As little as 4 correct player projections on more or less can win you 100 times your money. We've had interns here get big payoffs. We've ourselves have participated in it and done very well. And I'll be giving out some picks for Monday Night Football tonight. I am heavy on one of them. We'll be giving our picks of the day a little later on. But again, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like a Taco Tuesday each Tuesday where select players get discounted projections up to 25%. So again, there's college football, there's the pros. It's everything that you can think about, more or less player projections. It's that easy. Promo code THEOD. Prize Picks, run your game.
They gave out a projection for Mike Tyson. They gave like really generous.
Yeah.
More than 0.5 punches landed. So, of course, that was almost like a free square for people.
Free square. Did you play that one more? Hopefully you hit more because even though that fight was a sham, it was a sanctioned fight.
Oh, yeah. I included it in my college football once for the weekend.
Had to. Just an easy one. All right. Here's the answer to your question. Who are the 2 guys in the top 5 in receptions in the NFL that are not wide receivers? Again, I know one for sure. He's a rookie. He's out of UGA, and he was torching the Dolphins defense last night. Brock Bowers. Where's he at on that list?
He is number 2 in the NFL.
Gosh, darn it.
And he's only played 10 games. Jamar Chase is number 1 with 73 catches this year. Brock Bowers, second in the NFL in 10 games played with 70 receptions.
Yeah. The Raiders' game is get the ball to Bowers and see what he can do. He doesn't have enough touchdowns to compete for Offensive Rookie of the Year right now. I think it's between Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, but Brock Bowers has been the most productive rookie in the NFL, and it's not really nearly as close as one would think. All right, so number 2 in this top 5, there's no way it's another tight end. I was thinking like tight ends that have got peppered with targets. It would be McBride for the Cardinals. I think that would be nearing it, but I just don't think he's gotten enough catches. So we've talked about Alvin Kamara and him being a receiving back. Damn it, this is really tough. It's either Alvin Kamara or Bijan Robinson. We talked about Kamara's receiving yards before, so I'm going to go Kamara as my guess. Damn it.
It is not Alvin Kamara.
All right, so it's not Alvin Kamara. Who else got a lot of catches? I mean, it's not Justice Hill. I know I guessed him last time and got ridiculed. Is it Taylor McBride?
It is not Taylor McBride either.
Is it a tight end?
It's a tight end.
Wow. So a tight end that has a top 5 amount of receptions this year. Now I'm going to feel really foolish because I can't think of who. Did Travis Kelce make his way back into it?
Didn't he have like that really good game when I wore my sweater?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce
And you were in Houston?
is 5th in the NFL in receptions this year in only 10 games with 62 catches.
Look at his yards, though. I bet his yards are way below everybody in the top 10.
Just a little bit above Drake London. It's kind of on par.
Yeah.
The top 5 goes as follows: Jamar Chase, then Brock Bowers, then Garrett Wilson, then Amon-Ra St. Brown, then Travis Kelce.
It hasn't felt that way. But to be honest with you, you're right. Since Rashee Rice went down, he's become a bigger part of the passing game, especially in the middle of the field. So
I looked at the graph wrong. Yeah, he is not many yards per catch.
Yes, his yards per catch are terrible. What are his yards per catch compared to those other guys?
8.2 yards per catch for Travis Kelce. Everyone else is in double digits.
Yeah. It's been bad. He don't have the juice. He don't have the same juice. Noah Gray is a better pass catcher right now, backup tight end for the Chiefs, than Travis Kelce is. You can tell when he gets his hands on the ball and takes off, there's some juice there. Kelce's running out of steam.
Wow, it took you a while to get to Travis Kelce.
It did. Because it doesn't feel that way, but you're right. He had that one game that Tina's talking about where he had like 12 or 13 catches. And also, he gets a lot of those like goal line catches where it's like a little shovel pass where he doesn't even pick up a yard.
True.
He gets a lot of cheap catches. He's a PPR king right now.
Yeah, Kamara is first for running backs. He's got 55 catches on the season. The next closest is deep down the list, Breece Hall.
Wow.
45.
Who also has a terrible yard per catch right now. I mean, that's pretty telling. We usually have a lot more backs in there. I mean, I'm sure if Christian McCaffrey had a healthy season, we would have saw his name come up. You know what time it is. You know what time it is in the happy hour. We got Tina, we got Theo, we got C-Cat. We got a full show here. And I'm looking, and there it is. It's the last call. It's the last call, people. It's time for us to prepare a toast. A toast with Tina. This is where you give us a parting shot, if you will, to lift up our day, usually. Lift up our spirits. Is this a fill in the blank last call, Tina?
This is not.
Okay, that's good, because we've been failing at those.
This last call.
It's presented by Duffy's, by the way, and what is it going to be?
This is from the Queen herself. As it was announced, she will be performing in the halftime show on Christmas.
Queen died, didn't she?
Okay, I'm talking about Beyonce.
Queen Beyonce. You thought the Queen of England would be performing at the halftime show on Christmas?
I'm sure she has hidden talents.
Well, I mean, it'd be hard to make it happen at this point.
Proceed.
You're disappointed?
Sorry, this isn't a quote by the real Queen.
Queen Elizabeth isn't.
This is by Queen Beyonce.
Yes.
Queen B. I don't like to gamble, but if there's one thing I'm willing to bet on,
it's myself.
It's myself.
Let's go.
Yes.
That could have been fill in the blank.
That could have, but I was going to make it fill in the blank.
Also, Queen B's quote.
I don't want to ruin it for Beyonce.
From earlier this year, talking about, she shouted out my city, Mo City. So shout out to Beyonce, who's hails from Houston, Texas. Gave a big shout out all the way to the Mo. So, she's feeling the vibes. Queen B's on top. I'm a little nervous because Netflix couldn't handle the Tyson fight. I'm not even sure if we'll see the Beyonce performance.
I know.
We got to get that into the open, too. The Beyonce shouting out Mo City.
Yeah,
We're getting that into the open.
I think you sent that to me while I was not here,
a long
so
time
I
ago.
forgot it. I'll find it.
Yeah, I'll dig it up. She shouted out the city, man. She shouted out the crib. I got to get that in there.
That sucks, Tina.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it was. That was the most cliche of all cliches. Bet on yourself. Ooh, haven't heard that one before.
It went with the day.
Yeah.
It was announced that she's
gonna
doing the
perform.
halftime performance on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It went with today.
Because it was just it's recent news.
You know what, Tika? I hope we haven't got to it, so I don't want to spoil things. I
Uh-oh.
hope that monster comes back.
Oh, yes.
your house.
We have to talk about your war on reptiles.
All right.
Seacat's war against the reptile on the other side.
Stick around for the
Stick around for the last segment.
Oh, yeah,
then.
okay. I'll be here.
Before we go to that, the last call was presented by Duffy Sports Grill. If you want a place to go to watch any sports, as well as enjoy some good grub and have 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day, you know the place. Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy'sMVP.com. Go to Duffy'sMVP.com. Check out the menu. Check out what food and grub you can get your hands on. Jumbo wings, award-winning burgers. And a Duffy Sports Grill is likely near you. If you're listening to me, especially on the 106.3 FM dial, you're in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, you can find a Duffy's right around the corner, stone's throw. And when you pull up there, 2-for-1 drinks, no matter the day, no matter the hour. 80 or more televisions in every single location, so you can watch all of the action you care about. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Seacat's home front was threatened by a reptile with a sinister mind. How did he take care of it, and where was his girlfriend to save him in that moment? We discussed both on the other side in the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. To do this, they're implementing their Community Benefits Plan that focuses on affordable home lending, small business loans, and employee volunteerism, and creating other opportuns to give back on a local level. They're proud to be a part of the South Florida community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/our commitments. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy?
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Lil Luther in the happy hour. And speaking of having a party, this is a sanctioned party. This is a formal invitation for you to pull up on us and have a good time on Wednesday. This Wednesday at the House West Palm at 6 o'clock. We're not just there to get some grub. We're not just there to enjoy some of the best cocktails that are offered up in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Also, we're going to be hosting a trivia night. We're going to be hosting Take It to the House trivia at the House West Palm, 6 o'clock. So they have trivia there every single week on Wednesdays at 6. Now that they've now started opening up at 6 o'clock. And Tina, C-Cat, and I, we all went last week. Had a great time. By the way, C-Cat, how do we fare in that trivia competition?
Oh, number freaking one with the champs, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And who do we have to thank for that championship that we got to take it to the house trivia last Wednesday?
Yours truly.
Well, yeah, but that was not. We both came to that, I thought, together. Was it just you?
It was. This is a little bit of a
we were
foggy
talking
memory
about
here.
we brought up. It was all you.
It was all me.
Okay, bet. I'll let him have it. Hey, I'm a selfless guy. I'm a guy that loves the win for the team over the credit for one. So I will point the finger and say, C-Cat got it. Do you remember the name that you delivered the winning shot?
Oh, it was Ray M. Effin Dolby.
Ray Dolby. If you don't know who Ray Dolby is, look him up because we did know, and that was the game winner in the Take It to the House trivia last Wednesday. And again, pull up on us because this Wednesday, it's going to be sports trivia specific. The House West Palm, again, it's coastal American cuisine right off the park in West Palm Beach here. Great restaurant to dine in at. Trivia night is spectacular. That was a lot of fun. And the champs are going to be actually delivering the questions, mostly sports themed here. You'll have a chance to win some of the House West Palm gift cards. And in honor of that, C-Cat, we're going to do Take It to the House trivia on the show tomorrow just to lead into the big day.
Oh, yeah. You got to be there 6 to 8 p.m. at the Parks restaurant, The House.
Yes.
In West Palm Beach.
The House West Palm. All right, C-Cat, what the hell happened? We were talking to you. We were trying to ridicule you about the Ravens' loss. And out of nowhere, I think it was like midnight or it was like 10:30.
No, it was like 10. Yeah, like 10:30.
Like 10:30 p.m. where Sunday Night Football's going on. The Chargers are whooping up on the Bengals. And then you shoot us a text about this apparently like Godzilla or something got in your apartment.
Essentially, we had a lizard in the house.
Lizard
in the house, and I can only tell because my dogs were kind of magnifying towards the corner of the apartment in my living room, and you could tell they were being bothered and had their attention locked on something. And I got the casa to myself right now. Girlfriend's out of town. So normally getting a lizard out of the house is a two-person job. This has happened before, plenty of time before. It's South Florida, of course, and we let our dogs out to go to the bathroom, so naturally things get inside. It's an old apartment. Maybe there's a crevice that I don't know about where these critters are getting in from.
How many lizards have you confronted in your apartment?
Got to be at least 4. Might have been the same one every time. Who knows? But this guy played dead in the corner while my dogs were kind of pestering him. They had free reign on him. They could have eaten him up if they wanted to, but he played dead and hung out in the corner. But I knew he wasn't dead. So I take a straw from the coffee I had earlier in the morning, and I kind of poked him with it. And when I did that, he ran up into a crevice and got in a small spot. So I'm like, all right, this is going to be a job that I got to hide the dogs for, put them in the bathroom while I take care of this. And getting the lizard out of the second crevice, I got him out. He started running at me. And I put my foot down, just a slide on, essentially a flip-flop. I put my foot to block him from going under another couch, maybe under a cabinet, maybe go into the other room. I put my foot down. This freaking guy runs up my pant leg. He ran up my pant leg. He got to my knee.
Hey.
He got up to my knee. So I, like any other human being, makes a noise that no one should ever have the pleasure of hearing. But, you know, you're a loyal fan of yours who are listening on ESPN 106.3 or on the Prize Picks YouTube stream or on X. I went,
oh my God.
Home Alone. I'm still shaking from it. It was terrifying.
Disgusting.
So I shake him down, and in doing so, I think I chop his tail off, and he runs under the couch. So I'm like, all right, well, that's the worst possible thing that could have happened to me, so I have no reason to be afraid anymore.
Yeah.
Moved the couch, got the necessary broom to get him out, and he's somewhere in the backyard right now. This lizard was probably 4 inches long.
Oh, that's a sizable Liz. That's a sizable Liz.
He didn't bite, though, but at least maybe he liked me.
I was about to say. Maybe he was getting ready to bite, but he didn't get there yet.
Would you not have been able to sleep at night if you didn't catch that lizard?
It would have been brutal.
The fact that he charged you changes things, because usually they run away. Once he charged you, I wouldn't have been able to sleep.
Up the feet. No socks on.
Yeah.
Do you still feel like the little just creepy crawls up your leg?
Usually I'm the one that kind of like antagonizes my girlfriend with that kind of stuff because it'll eke her out.
Yeah.
But I was riding solo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad no one heard the scream though.
We did. Hey,
No,
we did.
yeah,
Now
no,
we're
we
going to
did,
clip
yeah.
it. Yeah, we're going to clip that, and we're going to play it over and over again. C-Cat squealing because a lizard took over his house this weekend. The girlfriend's back now, right? So you shouldn't have any more lizard problems.
She's gone for a couple more weeks.
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
That lizard's coming back for more. He didn't finish the job. Job's not done, lizard. Get in there and get it done. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy. Russo and Rizzo next here on ESPN 106.3. Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, and let me tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks now offers Venmo for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? How about Lamar Jackson? More than 1.5 touchdowns. Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Tickets are on sale now for the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. South Florida's only PGA Tour event returns to PGA National February 26th through March 2nd. Watch your favorite golfers compete on the Champions Course while enjoying a new on-site experience filled with local bites, craft cocktails, fan activities, and more. Get ready for a week to remember. Secure your tickets now at thecognizantclassic.com.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement.